In Ontario alone, if this happens, it works out to about a $50 million loss for the government in taxes alone, in revenue. Plus, annually, plus countless jobs. Each one of these businesses, I employ about 15 people, tons of jobs.
Probably about 750 to 1,000 jobs lost immediately. And that's not taking into effect the spin-off other businesses as well. So
auxiliary businesses, exactly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and this is a province that needs as much money as possible because our finances are in shambles. So
exactly.
I mean, it's nuts.
Now I ain't pointing fingers, but pass the blame. Trying to make it clear, put the picture in the frame. Cause it's that sweet Mary Jane and she's here to stay. Get rid of our loungers and we'll find another way. Cause got the roots and the underground, a foundation too strong to be thrown around. Yeah, Bill 45 ain't got nothing on us, so spark up a fatty of that and sticky icky green stuff. Mary Jane is here to stay, yeah. Mary Jane is here to stay, yeah.
You know, it will force a lot of the cannabis lounges, all of them really, to shut down. It will put severe restrictions on how medical devices can be advertised, sold, even just talked about. You know, the dispensaries would be forced to hide their products as well. It would basically muffle the entire industry.
This isn't about stopping crime. This isn't about really overall fixing a major societal problem, because there's not people smoking weed on the streets and restaurants and bars overall. There's lounges like this that exist for this very purpose. So the only people that are being impacted by this legislation are medical users. And it's really insane that in 2016 that's what's happening. Then we have, at the same time, the government is advocating for safe injection sites for illegal drugs. And like, make that as clear as possible. Illegal drugs. This is a cannabis lounge for medical users. Most of them are all targeting medical users. And the issue comes down, we have the premier saying that she's okay with safe injection sites for illegal drugs, but she's opposed to safe medical lounges for valid legal medical patients. It's nuts.
Hi, I'm Jason Braun at Kenway Top Shelf. I work on the floor with patients face to face. They come in here describing their various ailments to me and my fellow bartenders, and we take the time to figure out what strain exactly works for them, right? With Bill 45 coming, it would bring vaporizers to the black market. Let's face it, people will always want something that they can't get, you know what I mean? They will always find a way to get it.
So Bill 45 is step one. Step two, Toronto is coming in with legislation for licensing for dispensaries starting in June. Who's speaking up? Who's going to stop what happened in Vancouver happening here? This is about personal freedom. It is our freedom to choose the kind of medication that we want to use. It is my freedom to do what I want to do with my body. It is not the government's business. And if I'm not affecting anybody else's health and livelihood and the way that they conduct their life, then there is no problem, and it's not the government's problem to deal with when they have bigger issues to deal with, like our economy.
The world is looking to Canada to see how are we going to legalize this? How are we going to bring forward regulations that protect liberties, ensure that people can grow their own cannabis, allow for business to exist, or we can squander it.
Exactly.
And these type of legislation that Kathleen Wynne wants to introduce will squander that opportunity. And the eyes of the world will look to Canada as the country that failed legalizing cannabis first.
I don't know, we've had an underground scene for quite a while, and I think it's going to be pretty hard to push us around. Because if they do pass the bill, it's we'll find another way. We always have found another way.
It's a medicine, first of all. Second of all, vaporizing is not the same as smoking. And as far as combining it with tobacco, it's just not, there's no legitimacy there.
Not everybody can smoke in their own place.
Yeah.
And that's what officials are saying. We'll go medicate at home. Like, why is that a problem?
So the reason why that can be a problem is for people that are on welfare or ODSP, or they are renting and they have an unfriendly landlord. That was actually an issue that was brought up multiple times with me.
You can't compare smoking a cigarette or somebody vaping a vanilla-flavored e-juice as somebody who is stricken with cancer and is trying to alleviate the significant pain that they're in.
You have lounges that are paying taxes, that are keeping EI and CPP and doing it. This is all as legitimate as it can possibly be in terms of business. And it's time for the government to stop treating us like criminals. Because we're not criminals. Because we're operating within a completely legal system. And until they want to change that, they can't be putting forward measures that would just try to shut us down arbitrarily. If they want to say cannabis lounges are illegal, then let's go have that battle. If they want to say that smoking medical marijuana is illegal, then let's have that battle. But certainly don't go and tell medical marijuana users that they can't consume their medication in public.
And the Smoke Free Ontario Act has actually made things worse. Now, people can't smoke on our patio out back anymore. We can't provide them with ashtrays. They can't smoke. So we have 20 people on a Saturday standing out front smoking cigarettes while children are walking by and their cigarettes are at hand level. A bar is 19 plus. A cannabis lounge is 19 plus automatically, right? So you're forcing people to go out in public, and this is the same thing that's going to happen to cannabis consumers. You're forcing them to go out in the street, dirty up the streets, and blow smoke in people's faces where they weren't exposed to it barely before. So it's just silly, just backwards legislation altogether. Ontario is a bit of a nanny state. I think if I wanted a nanny, I would hire one. I certainly don't want to pay taxes to have my government nanny me. You know, and I don't think many people do. I think people are getting pretty sick and tired of being told what to do, where to do
how to run your business,
how to conduct your life. How to conduct your life.
Chill with my peeps. The lounges keep us off of the streets, so why you got the beef? We're just looking for a piece of relief. It ain't that far from a bar where you drink till you feel like a star. Now I ain't pointing fingers, but pass the blame. Trying to make it clear, put the picture in the frame. Cause it's that sweet Mary Jane and she's here to stay. Get rid of our lounges and we'll find another way. Cause it's got the roots and the underground, a foundation too strong to be thrown around. Yeah, Bill 45 ain't got nothing on us, so spark up a fatty of that sticky icky green stuff. Mary Jane is here to stay, yeah.